All right, welcome into Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much for tuning us in here today. Wednesday, I just got the baton from Mr. Tony St. James. It's my job to bring the second half to you here, so let's get right to it and see how these markets are affecting your money, right? Let's take a look and see how corn's doing the second half of the day. We did a radio show earlier today, and it's rebounded here. Not bad, right? Corn's up 5 1/4 cents. December stands at 4.23 3/4, a tick off the high of the day. We've had almost a 10-cent range. March is up 4 3/4 cents to 4.36 3/4, and that too is just a tick off the high of the day there. Moving on to the beans, we're down a penny after being off a lot more than this. That's November. We should probably move out to Jan. That's off just 3/4 of a cent. Still have a 10 in front of that. 10.01 is last, and look at the low of the day was 18 cents ago, now 19 cents ago. And we're up against the highs of the day at 10.02 3/4, so about a penny and 3/4, 2 cents off the high, and about 18 cents off the low, 19 cents off the lows, I'll call that, right? So that's recovered well here, right? So it looks as though cooler heads have prevailed. That's soybeans. Everybody worried about tariffs. Well, it doesn't look like they're as worried as they were about 2 hours ago, that's for sure. Wheat in Chicago, that's up 2.5 cents now in D's to 5.75 3/4. That's just, oh no, 5.75 even. 2 3/4 cents off the high of the day there, and we've had about a 12 3/4 cent, almost 13-cent range. 15 cents, sorry. March is up 2 cents to 5.93. And again, that's just 2 cents off the high. And again, there's been about a 15-cent range there as well. All right, so moving right along to the hard red in Kansas City. Half cent lower there. Dees stands at 5.76 1/4. That's the Dees hard red in Kansas City. Half cent lower, 5.76 1/4 is last. March is down a half cent to 5.88 1/2. All right, we'll take that. That's the hard red. Moving out to the spring wheat in Minneapolis, that's down 2 1/4 cents to 6.08 1/4. 3 cents off the high. It's about the best part of 7 cents off the lows. March is down a penny and a half to 6.30 3/4. That's the spring wheat. And if we move out to see the cotton, we'll get to our guest analyst. That's down 38 points, 69.57 last there. The high is 43 points ago at 70 even. All right, let's bring in our next guest analyst. It's going to be Mr. Riley Schwieger. Riley, we've got a full 120 seconds, 2 minutes for you. What say you? The floor is yours.
I'll try to be quick. Obviously, a very volatile day for the energy complex. Saw crude off over $2 early, refined products off around 5 cents. We've seen that reverse a little bit here just in the last half hour. We saw the market actually flip green, and now we're sliding a bit. Again, I think it's very clear that the energy space is trying to digest the results of a shifting political landscape. It's trying to weigh that against a looming hurricane, OPEC decisions upcoming in the next month, and then also just the fundamental landscape. We saw an EIA report this morning that felt more like an obstacle. It leaned, I would say, pretty bearish with a larger than expected crude build, unexpected builds in products, but ultimately not seeing that have a whole lot of impact on the market. I think we're going to expect some choppy trade and volatility to continue as the dust settles here.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's expecting that actually a little bit, but it's interesting. We had some people on the show yesterday, and actually I had some people in my office yesterday talking about what happens if there is a Trump victory and drill, baby, drill. And they were expecting a big sell-off in oil. Well, I guess they got it, but they got it for about, what, a couple hours, and now we're back to basically unchanged. What do you think that's all about? You got about 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to remember that we're a global market, and all these other drivers that are causing price movements don't just pause because the election is going on. You know, something like a hurricane that can disrupt 1 million barrels plus of offshore production. We have OPEC that could keep production off the market for longer. There's just a lot of other pieces at play. And then you got to remember geopolitical risk. That's been a very fragile environment and a pretty big upside risk here lately.
Yeah, I agree. And the best thing about it all, though, Riley, is that we get to watch our television in peace again. No more phone calls either. Appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much, Riley. Riley Schwieger coming to us from Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota. He's with CHS. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk livestock with a guy wearing a livestock jacket right after this.